Hello, my name is Chef Joey Selmer. I'm a culinary instructor at Johnson & Wales University in North Miami. My good friend Mrs. Buccillo asked me to put a video together to maybe make something that would be easy enough for her class. So I decided to make some delicious chocolate chip cookies. So here's what you're going to need to make these cookies. You're going to need a yellow cake from a cake box. You can get this at the dollar store or anything. Doesn't need to be a fancy cake box. You're going to have a half a cup of vegetable oil, a whole cup of mini chocolate chips. If you only have the big one, that's fine, but the mini ones work out a little bit better. 2 eggs. Your tools are an ice cream scoop, a spatula, a cookie sheet, and some parchment paper. All right, let's get started. What should we do first? How about we wash our hands? So, in this time of chronic hand washing, we want to get our hands nice and wet. If we had a bar of soap, that would be better, but I just have some of this lemon pump soap. So, wash them real good, tops and bottoms, inside the fingers, fingernails. As I tell my students, you can't wash your hands enough. If you could sing happy birthday twice to yourself, that's how long you should wash your hands. When we're doing cookies, we don't have to be too overly cautious. If you're working with chicken, you want to wash everything. Wash your hands, wash up to your elbows, wash the dog, wash the car, wash whatever you need to wash, washy, and then a washy a little more. Okay? Alright, so let's get started. We're going to take our yellow cake mix and get it in our bowl here. Next, we're going to add our half a cup of vegetable oil. Make sure it's vegetable oil, not olive oil. That'll make things go really south fast. Alright, once I get that in, I can bring it together just a bit. Okay, from there, I can crack my eggs. When we crack our eggs, I know you want to crack it on the side of that bowl, but eggs can be dirty inside. So you don't want to push any of the dirt from the outside of that shell inside. So just use your surface to crack that egg and get it in. Okay, so 2 eggs, done. We're going to keep it nice and clean. Okay, we're going to mix those up. Now you're going to think it's pretty dry. Okay, but that's okay. We're going to add our chocolate chips in. Now, you might want to use chocolate cake mix. You can use chocolate cake mix. You can use, like here I'm using the yellow cake mix. The only reason I'm using yellow cake mix is just because it makes it look like chocolate chip cookies a little bit more. Because chocolate chip cookies kind of have that cool little beige look to them. Okay, but if you wanted that double Dutch kind of chocolatey, extra chocolatey, chippy chocolate chip cookies, you could certainly do that. Alright, so I've mixed it together. Alright, and we're kind of this big lumpy dough. Okay, so our chocolate chip dough is good to go. Alright, so I have my cookie sheet and my parchment paper. I want to put a nice piece of parchment paper down. This is going to keep our cookies from sticking. Now, little trick. A lot of times, parchment paper has a really good memory, and it'll do this, curl up, and then even when you put it down the other way, it just kind of gets a little, it's not really flat. So all you gotta do is crumple it up. The little ball. When it comes out, it loses its memory. And it'll stay nice and flat. Okay? So now I can take my ice cream scoop. Now, if you wanted to make a giant cookie, you could do that. But if you have all your cookies the same size, then they will cook all at the same rate. So this cookie sheet is big enough for about 3 across. Okay, so we'll do a couple different rows here. And we're going to make them all the same size so they cook all the same way. If you wanted to be a real stickler, you could pop these out and roll them in your hands. Okay, and you could see why we use the mini chocolate chips there. They fit real nice in these little cookies. If I wanted to use a giant cookie scoop, that's still okay. And then I could get nice big cookies and maybe make some ice cream sandwiches. That would be really good, wouldn't it? But for now, we'll just do these mini chocolate chips. We can make a couple different batches. Alright, so now we've gotten these all out. Clean this up a little bit because we don't want that to burn. Now, like I said, if I wanted to, I could roll them to get kind of the perfect shape of a chocolate chip cookie. Now, I preheated my oven to 300 degrees, depending on your oven, 300, 325. Okay, we don't want these to cook too fast. They're going to cook pretty quickly anyway. We're just looking for kind of a nice brown color too. I have a lot of students always asking me, how long do I cook this? Well, the right answer is until it's done. There's not a correct answer. Everybody's oven is a little bit different. Everybody's oven has hot spots in it, so you might need to cook it for 10 minutes and then turn it to get an even browning. All right. Now, the cool thing about using cake boxes is that all of your sugar, baking soda, baking flour, baking powder, your flour, everything is already scaled out perfectly. So from here, if I wanted to just give a little press to get that kind of cookie shape, because they're not going to melt a whole lot when they go into the oven. I push them down to this pretty little shape, and they're not going to lose that shape a whole lot. Okay, so here's our chocolate chip cookies. We're going to go ahead and pop them in the oven. I'll check them after 10 minutes. I might need to add a minute or two there, turn it once or twice, and then we'll come back when they're all set and ready to go. And so our cookies are done. They cooked for about 20 minutes. I had them at 325. After 10 minutes, I went in, I turned them, put them in for another 10 minutes, and then I got to the color that I liked. You see, they're going to be slightly crispy, all right, but mostly kind of like a soft, cakey cookie, all right, and then not too bad. So, very easy. You can do any kind of flavor you want. Don't have to put chocolate chips in it. You could do lemon cake, sprinkle a little bit of powdered sugar over the top, and you have like a lemon crinkle cookie. Strawberry cake mix. All these different things. Super easy. 2 eggs, 1/3 cup of oil in the oven. Hope you liked it. See you next time.